Time to rock and roll. 3, 2, what? Go! Wait a minute. Why are my notes at Galbadia Garden? And what? Where are they? What is this? Esthar soldiers? No, we done that. Delling City? Oh yeah, we're here. Okay, I got it. Weird. Okay, we're at the glass. Du glass. Du glass mich. Ice cream. Gotta get paid. 1,000 important. Very nice. Pom pim pom. That was the wrong note. Pom pom para. God, it's so I don't even know where I don't have the words to describe the power of the music. Bloody good though. Right. Brought you a gift, an Odine bangle. Think I don't know what this is, peasant girl? She knows what it is. Hey Lebowski, how's it going? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then her arm explodes. What's up, Shuffle Up and how's it going? Don't know why I'm mashing. It's a 1 minute, 10-second cutscene. I'm a fool. Nice, nice. A fine, relaxed Wednesday. I hope work was good. But usually, that's awesome. A lot of people don't get the chance to say that. I wonder, does anyone poll this? Like, of work enjoyment, satisfaction to neutral? Where it's like, how's your job? Fine, which means it's awful. Right. Time to escape. What's this I see with my eyes of seeing? A regular wine glass. Maybe if we put it in the hands of the merry. Yes. Obvious puzzle. I mean, that's super cool. Like, there's something like I've wondered for a long time. Because in my head, I like it just doesn't compute, as it were. Where it's like, okay, so you take something like, hang on, let me actually do this first. Interesting. There's bound to be a faster thing to go to than that. Reset. So she was there. Like, boost, I'm assuming, would be faster? I'm actually just going to change that now. Just 3 seconds. Apologies. Did I say boost? I think I said boost. Yeah. Alright. Continue. Okay, so yeah, so like people who work in charity shops, right? So that's like a very obvious good thing, right? But it's like charity shops don't make money. So like, how do people get paid for that? So like there are some rad jobs where it's like, you know, these are really good. So like you go for things like, you know, if you work for a charity, so not like a charity shop, like a secondhand shop where people buy clothes and things like that. But you've got like that kind of stuff, and it's like, how do you make money? Like, you work for a charity, sure, like, okay, fine, you can take, you know, a wage and stuff and be non-profit or be partially profit and all that kind of stuff. But like, imagine being like, yeah, just fully funded second-hand store. Everything goes to the homeless or charity or food kitchens or whatever it is. And it's like, well, how do you make the money from that? 20 Star Wars books, and they literally had to sell into a school teacher buying books for their library. What? Star Wars books for a school library? How did that come about? I don't remember no Star Wars books when I was at the school library. I mean, we had some newer books, and you could order books in, but I don't remember no Star Wars. We even had the thing, this is amazing. So, it's very common for schools in the UK to have set reading times, like maybe in a day, or definitely in a week. So, like, star reading is very common, deer is very common. Deer is drop everything and read. So it's like a thing where you just, you know, you'll just read for maybe like 20 minutes every day at a certain time or a different time or whatever. Star reading is like, you get books that have their ZPD or ZPD. You know, it's based on your reading age, and you do tests and stuff like that. And it was really interesting when we brought things like that in, the amount of people who brought in graphic novels, i.e. comic books. But some people have like serious graphic novels, like not even just like very basic, well-known stuff. And I was like, this dude's reading manga? So there was the whole thing about, you know, is this suitable for their reading age? Because like the thing is, if you're reading a book that's mostly pictures, chances are it's not appropriate for reading material for that nature. That's always fun to do, because the thing is, like, a lot of people will just see like a picture book, I guess. Or they'll see, yeah, I guess just, yeah, pretty much a book with pictures. And the question is like, well, you're not reading anything there. And I'm not gonna be like, well, actually, I'm not gonna fight the fight for graphic novels and manga, or yeah, in a school. Hey Luffy, what do you mean unlucky for Square-Enix? Are you suggesting that 16 isn't as good as 8? Them's some strong words. What's up, Shepard? How's it going? Carbuncle. Wow, Irvine go fast. Yes, I'm in Sweden. Coming as a province. No, I refuse to be named incorrectly. Okay. I will, yeah, it's something I would have to look into. But yeah, like I know there are different types of charities and in terms of their profit and stuff like that. And excellent. What did you move to Sweden? Yes, I moved. I've moved to Sweden. Yeah, like in September, Bulbasaurus. Good times, good people. When we get into December, Shepard is probably when I'll start doing that. Realistically, because the thing is, things are going to go pretty... what would the expression be? Pretty AFK once we get to Legends, is the reality of the situation. Because it's going to be Legends from the 6th to the 10th, home from the 12th to the 21st, moving in from the 22nd to the 25th, and then Marathon on the 26th. So there isn't necessarily going to be anything necessarily like live, but I think the plan, something to the effect of that there will be lead up stuff. There will be lead up stuff going into the marathon, which likely will start with like running the last marathon or such. So maybe like a week before, like streaming that on all channels to as a get ready kind of thing. Aragog, you go right ahead. I'll keep that in mind. Pre-reserved. Stores only per people can shop on a lot of stuff. Stars, books, medium school, maybe private school. They're big. Alternative stuff in those. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Hey, nerdy, how's it going? Alright, give me a wee sec and I'll be able to read your message, Bulbasaur, sorry. It's kind of behind the game feed right now for me. And I kind of have to focus on where I'm going. So there should be a ghoul fight at some point. Right, super confused. Haven't been here enough. Also, you also live in Sweden, like tons of. There's tons of British things in my area. A super British bakery school in Stockholm. That's amazing. I have not heard anything about any sort of bakery, British or otherwise. So I'm based in Växjö. No. Pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people, you know, I guess are still catching up on that. It's fairly new, all things considered. Like 10 years in England. 4 months in Sweden. Or not even, it's probably, I don't know, maybe at this point it is. Mildly less ill. Oh, don't worry about that. I mean, there's plenty of incoherence here. Not to worry about. Papa Lee and that guy, pretty super chat. I mean, who isn't into baked goods? I love it when people, like, yeah, talk about being in Northern Ireland. Like, I haven't lived in Northern Ireland since I was 18. Like, so 12 years ago? No, 14 years ago. I don't even. I'm really bad. I'm 32 now. I worked it out yesterday. I wasn't sure. I knew I was about there. But, yeah, so like there was a time when I was like, it's you know, whatever time, so I'm going to bed. And they're like, it's not that time. And I was like, yes, it is. I don't live in the UK anymore. Like my PB in FF8, it's an 844 something. That's from a long time ago, though. I haven't, like 10 years ago or something like that, maybe? Yeah, I haven't gone for, PBs in FF8 in years. Basically, like, the last game that I went for, like, serious PB attempts in was FF9. Which would have been back in like 2016, I reckon. And since then, a lot of the focus was on multi-game marathons. Yeah, I think that's accurate. So it was getting that done, and now that's kind of evolved way beyond all the individual games. Yeah, I mean, I'll need to figure out where Naka is, Lolosaurus, but that sounds rad. I know there's an Irish pub down the road from the arcade that we've got here. Maximum respect for the Temp solo. But yeah, I'm sure that's very lovely. But yeah, British people are chatty. Irish people are more chatty than English people, that's for sure. Like, when I first moved to England, I was like carrying on with normal, I guess, Irishism, cadence and speed and all that stuff, and it didn't go down, didn't go well. There wasn't like the great patience and respect of. And it was like, oh, they speak fast and they're funny. They just look at you. And you're like, no, that was a joke. You can laugh at that one. So, and then you just stop telling jokes because it doesn't work. Yeah, it's very different. Yeah, cussed scene. Yeah, boy. It was okay. Physically moving here was very straightforward. The process of getting Swedish citizenship, a long time. It's not necessarily very difficult or complicated. It is time consuming. So, for example, I think I moved here on something like the 22nd or so of August, officially. And yesterday, no, actually, today, I got my bank account, I don't know, I can't remember what the word is for it. Not like open, but like, let me have a think. What's the word I'm looking for here? Activated. There we go. So it was like, you get into Sweden, and then you go to Skatteverket, and you're like, hi, I would like to live here. And they're like, cool. You know, are you here for work or other things? Yada, 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 that kind of stuff. So you go through that. And if you are English first language and you don't have family and you have a work contract, like an employer contract, and you're there for work, they're pretty cool about it. And they're like anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months or something, or 4 months is how long. I think it's, 3 months, yeah. It's like a couple of weeks to 12 weeks, like 3 to 12 weeks, something like that. And that gets you a social security number. So you get your social security number, great. Then you have to get your ID card, because even with a social security number, you won't be able, like the bank won't accept anything. You'll not be able to do contracts and all that kind of stuff. So then you apply for that, and you need to book an appointment with Skatteverket again, which can take a couple of weeks. And then it takes a couple of weeks for your ID card to be ready. And once your ID card's ready, you can go to the bank, and then you apply. And after about 2 weeks, they process your application. And then you have to book another appointment to go in to activate things. And then you get your bank ID and online banking and all that kind of stuff sorted. So there's that. Then there's also moving all of your stuff, which I guess depending on how much stuff you've got, can be more and less difficult. And how many people you've got to help move and stuff like that. But yeah, Southern Irish passport, very straightforward. With a UK passport or like a British passport, I don't know how much more difficult that would be. Getting a flat was easy because, fortunately, like there were people already here in the company, so they were able to basically hook me up. Fuck, I hate it when that happens. If you get your encounter like on the bridge, like right there or whatever, this scene doesn't play. If this scene doesn't play, you can't advance the story. That's really annoying, so I'm gonna have to do a bunch of menu buffers for steps here. So if anyone's wondering why I'm going in and out of the menu a lot, that's why. Because I just burnt, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 steps or something like that. So I need to force an encounter in a certain place and then do things. It's going to be pretty crazy, but we're going to see if we can get it to work. Ace Game, what's up? How's it going? Thank you very much indeed. What's up, Mr. Post? How are you? I'm having a wonderful day. Thank you very much indeed for that. But yeah, having people who are able to like hook me up with an apartment, very, very useful. All right, here we go. Serious time. Shit. It's this one, right? Run till encounter, middle of overhang building. Yeah. So it's like here, I would say. Okay. So this is the bite bug and caterpillar. Lovely. So we need to do 10 steps. In a way. So here we go. Fuck. I should have just done 10. I'm a fucking idiot. Fuck! Like, I think you do 10, run down, and then you do 8 on the way back. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I shouldn't have fucking done it like that. I have no idea where the fuck anything is now. Fuck everything, man. Bloody fucking shit. Fuck. I hate this fucking game. Fucking asshole. Ah, fuck that. Fuck it all, man. Fuck it all. Should have just done what it said. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna run down and then do the steps on the way back. Because I'm a fucking idiot. God, fuck me, man. So fucking shite. So fucking shite. Fucking hate it, man. Yeah, I don't really know what the answer to this is. But it means I can't fucking find out if I can do the fucking 22 encounter skip in fucking Desert Prison, which is literally the next fucking area. So that's a pile of shit. Fucking bastards. Alright, I've got to save, so fuck it. But that's fucking shite. I hate that. So yeah, good to have a place. 4 years? I mean, I don't really know what the process of that is. Like, for me, getting an Irish passport was very simple. You basically just have to... Well, there are different ways of getting it, but, like, the fact that I was born on the island of Ireland, that was it. That's all I had for me. So all I had to do is prove that I was born, like, on the island of Ireland, and that was it. Although it did take literally every single piece of paperwork under the sun. That was a pain in the arse as well. That was one when they were like... long form birth certificate, you know, whatever then, like passport, driver's license, blah, 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 blah. Right, not a problem. They're like, oh, we had like 5 more forms of ID, and you're like, what the fuck? So it was like a bill from every single place. Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, I think it did specifically say long form birth certificate, which, you know, no one has. Although I assume, I don't know what birth certificates are like in other countries. Oops. But, in the UK, you get a long form birth certificate and a short form birth certificate. And as far as I know, no one ever uses the long form birth certificate for anything ever. So like when I was like on the phone to my mom and I was like, do you have any idea where my long form birth certificate is? And she was like, what? So that was like an instant new. but it only cost like, I don't know, like 15 quid or something like that to get one. And it's a nice looking piece of paperwork. All shiny and new and not yellow. But yeah, I don't even know like what. I'm trying to remember like when did I have to use my short form birth certificate, and I honestly don't remember. I just know it's something you always have. Yeah, it sounds super normal. Earlier, yeah. Very standard. Did you ever spend any time in the Galapagos Islands? Well, maybe not. I mean, I don't really know, like, what countries you're playing around in, but my sister's husband is in the military. In the UK, and if they go to Northern Ireland, you have to like map out your journey, and it's like, okay, where are you going? Like very specifically, on what day? Will you be here? Will you be there? And you have to get permission from the military to just travel across. But yeah, this is the only time I've ever had to use my long form. Like, I don't recall ever having used for anything else. Yeah, I had one. It was funny. I think it was the first school I was at, and they were like, "We don't know what you were doing in the year of 2014 or something like that," because that was missing somewhere on a timeline. And I was like, I was doing my teacher training. I think I was doing like my PGCE at that point, my postgrad. I was like, was I not at university for that year? But yeah, there's some really interesting things for countries in the military. Who knew that I actually disappeared for a year? I would say that doesn't cut it. Like, you can get some dodgy stuff on that. You know, if I was like, oh, I was doing DAP work for orchestras, and it's like, okay, where are the receipts? Oh, you mean the 50 quid they just put into my hand, and then I walked away from the gig? Yep. Don't like that. But I think, so places like, I think Finland, you have to do a mandatory year of military service when you finish school at like 18. But I do think, yeah, I think in Scandinavia is mostly where I've heard this kind of thing. UK love they want nothing more than people to go into the military. I think South Korea do it as well. And then there's the thing where, like, if you're in a certain profession, you can, I don't know, people use, like, say, get out of it. I don't think that's maybe the right terminology. But if you're doing a certain thing, that's a reason not to have to do the military service. Yes, esports is the classic. It's ridiculous. Shouldn't be based on views. It should be based on something reasonable, like, I don't know, how much you bring to the economy or something. Damn straight. What are these musicians adding to the economy? Were people, like, outraged about that? Because, like, people love BTS in the UK. Sounds like people have been engaging with oral pleasure. We'll not be having that in this country. Not in this country, madam. When we're blowing our trumpets, we darn well know it. Well, like TK Maxx? We're just talking about military service. Oh, BHS, British Home Stores. You could also have, like, what was the other one? Oh, there was, like, the old video audio store that doesn't exist anymore that I can't remember the name of. No. It was like Virgin or something, or Vixen, or it's got a V in it. That's what it's got. Oh, wow. No way. Like, I mean, I remember Dixon's. Good times back in the day. That was one of the stores to go into. While people were shopping. Like, when I was a kid, we would go around. You know, my mom would go into every single, like, clothes store for like 30 minutes each. And go on, I can't deal with this, so I would go into the respective electronics store. Dixon's was not a great store, but anyway. It was a store, and you know, sometimes that's all you needed. Well, thank you for 81 months, Mizzo. Yeah, I can deliver oral pleasures. Of what nature would you like your oral pleasure? I'll take a weird FF8 question for sure. I think it's random, Izzo. I'd have to look and see. I mean, I could do it until it makes the right sound. Although I don't honestly know. Let me check. I think it is random though. I think it like cycles through, and then for certain months there are specific ones. Right, alert box. Wait, it didn't do anything. Oh, nutsack! I can tell you why. I can tell you why. It was when... Remember when we had 2,000 followers in 10 minutes? I muted all the alerts. So I just turned them all off. Are they off on the other ones? Nah, we're all good. Okay. Let's rock it. B and G, B and W. Black and white outfitters. So there you go. I don't know which one you got. But I hope it was the one you wanted. What summon is the best audio? Summon is the best audio. Summon. I mean, Eden's is like a 2-minute animation or whatever. It's ridiculous, but it's got some cool stuff in it. Doomtrain's a pretty good one. Don't really remember what the Brothers one is like. Good breakfast places nearby? Right, give me a moment to think. Okay, so where the hotel is, which is round the corner, breakfast places. I don't know. I'd have to check with. I'd have to check with Edenal. Wow. Okay. He has become intimately familiar with the food places around. Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I know, like, for lunch places, like, there's a pasta place, an avocado, a burger place, a kebab place. Like, there are a lot of those. Yeah. I'm sure the hotel will. But, you know, the question is, you know, what are you invested in? Like, do you want to go to a breakfast place? Quality hotel was outstanding and always will be. So I guess the other thing is that you're probably about 15 minutes from my apartment. So we could do, I mean, if you were happy to get like a bus or something, or use the rent-a-scooters, we could do breakfast at mine. Oh, no. I mean, like, either on a scooter or a bike. So, times that by however much. Oh, is that one of the things you'd put on Discord link? Or is that a different one? Because I think you're booked to see, come on, you're bringing Black Veil Brides again, aren't you? But yeah, I'll find out, because if I say a thing that you'll probably get, Mizzo, that others might not, it was like, there may have been a reason for the last couple of weeks why Edenal and Ida might have needed to get familiar with the food places in Vacua, you know, just for regular meals in a day that you might have to consume. As December falls on Friday, right on. I saw there were two. I don't know. For some reason, I thought one of them was Blackfield Brides. Sure, sure, sure. Nice. I should maybe start investing time. In booking gigs and stuff. Did you say you have you? Is it time you've booked off from work for Worlds next year, or have you? Because I assume tickets won't be available until however many months before. Sad. Like 2nd of November 2024. Because yeah, I'll have to book that, and I'll have to make sure that it doesn't clash with Legends next year. Well, we'll have to see who's doing the World's Anthem. See if it's any good. Too right. It is one of these things where, for some reason, when you start doing event planning, like you start planning for the next one during the current one quite often. Hurrah! But yeah, I'd love to see a League concert for sure. That would be really good. I mean, there's going to be a Heartsteel album, right? Or set of songs. I mean, so part of me really hopes it's not like an R&B or rap artist in the UK for a world song. Like, I really like the Eastern anthems. Like, I'm waiting for them to be like, it's either gonna be Stormzy or what do you call him? Macklemore. That's what I'm seeing. Bastille would be okay. I mean, the thing is, they could get what do you call those guys? Imagine Dragons to do it. That would be fitting, I would think. Are they even around anymore? Do Oasis still do songs? I don't think they would get Dragon Force. And, like, Dragon Force are based in the US. I'm trying to think. Because, like, wasn't it out of the box when they got Star Walking Boy doing it? They should get 30 Seconds to Mars to do it. That'd be rad. Everyone wants to see Jared Leto on stage. Dude, I'd be down for asking Alexandria. I think they're awesome. Their new stuff's been rad. I mean, I've always appreciated Irvine's shotgun ability. In every way, every sense of the word. Yeah, he fires it the way people dream of firing pistols in the ghetto. You know he spins the reload as well, for sure. Dibbers, thank you for 31 months. How's it going, man? But yeah, a Screamo band would be cool. I think it might work all right. Combine. Bonk. Last day of vacation. Awesome. Sounds good to me. Now I hear that Angelo's really into that. Only the best boy can handle being shot out of a pinwheel rocket. Yeah, I hope your holidays were amazing. Yeah, maybe that's just how one is brought up to treat their animals. Who's to say? Ay. Did we make it? Yep. Okay. Time to select a party. I shall decide. Seems good. On we go. Thank you. I guess, yeah, you just turn the train on and it works. Wait a minute. Where was that guy on the other side of the tracks when we came here? This guy is such a trooper. Like, just, wow. What an absolute god tier runner. To the missile base. Just crash into it. Yeah, it's the one other train in wherever this is. I guess we're in the Galbadia region. Yeah, interesting. Well, I guess our chicken walk just got caught out. The selfie classic. Boom. Blow it up, right? Yes. Yes, we do. Smash it up. It would, man. You really only need like one tool, I think. I think the FF8 Utilities pretty much does it all now. And you could all, I mean, like, sure, if, you know, you're going for world record, some of the tracking's a little more advanced, but you can get very good times. So, like, the second trizell is pretty fast. Hard resetting RNG. You know, you lose a minute and a half to doing that, but it means you don't have to track, like, Skull's positions in the time compression, and you don't have to track the poles on the train, which isn't honestly that difficult. I don't think many of the FFs have any benefit or use for a utility. 7 for the elevator minute. I guess having some sort of all-in-one tool for that would be pretty cool, rather than either memorizing like Cloud's positioning to know which frame you're on. And also having the other timers. Like 7 elevator minute is probably on its own harder than the combined manips in FF8, I would say. Ten, of course, has the RNG tracker, which does pretty much everything you want. shotgun ammo. I don't think there's anything else. Step count is a thing in 8, yeah. It's one of the easier step counts. So there is a difficult thing. You would definitely need to ask other runners about it, because I don't understand how it works. But you can skip encounter 22 in the desert prison. I don't know how exactly it works. And not only that, I don't know what happens if you don't skip it. So when you do S-Star menu, you do a big menu there, and during that segment you do 2 forced encounters, and you do that to learn the initiative ability from Pandemona? I think it's Pandemona. Now back in the day, you did a 3 AP encounter and a 4 AP encounter, and then you did the forced battle with the soldiers at the end, and you would learn initiative from that forced encounter. And now I think you do 3 AP and a 7 AP encounter, which means you learn initiative off the second fight, which just saves a short menu of putting on initiative afterward. That's pretty much all it does. So you just do everything in that one go. I mean, the reality of the situation is that you don't need the step route. It is one of the more forgiving step routes of the PlayStation Final Fantasies. It's much easier than 7. And it's much easier than the Super Nintendo step routes, for sure. They're really hard. I think, anyway. But yeah, I would 100% make the decision first and foremost on whether or not you're doing early card mod before you go anywhere near ECM or EZCM notes. But yeah, the main factor, I guess, when it comes to the step route is probably S-Star. So by then you've already got no encounters armor. No encounters armor? What am I saying? By then you've already got no encounters the ability. I've already done all cards for FF8. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, which happens sometimes I am mistaken, but not always. If you check on the YouTubes, I believe the all cards run is currently the most recent video, so you should all check that out. That went live on Saturday. Sadly, I wasn't there to celebrate it, but there you have it. Boy, do I look young in that. So yeah, that's literally live right now for people to get their teeth sunk into. I don't actually know when I did the run, is the honest truth. Can't have been that long ago. But I think because it was either like straight after I shaved my beard for prom, or it was a different point when I'd shaved my beard. But yeah, that adds a little bit of youthfulness. Oh gosh, I look tanned as well. Oh my goodness. And that's part 1. Am I listening out for the crit? Nope. Okay. Oh, there she goes. I don't know. This is a BGH though, not MRV. Tim Rogers Kotaku videos on translating FFs. No, I've not. Didn't even know that was a thing. I assume it explains in great detail the choice to pronounce Katesith. So people's complaints can be entirely ignored. Let's have a look and see how long it is. Tim Rogers, FF7, translation. 14 videos? Katoshi.
Hello, I'm Tim Rogers.
Tim Rogers spent 800 dollars. Oh, what? Hey, we get it phonetically right in the North American release, which is Katesith, because you know that's how most English-speaking people are gonna say it. I don't know if I could teach a guard. It depends on what the other classes are. Like, the reality of the situation is that, like, I'm not great in combat, and I don't know how to use magic. So, but now I do know that they do have music at Garden because Irvine gets the band together. So garden's got a piano, a bass, an electric guitar, a flute, and so on. So you know, I could do that. But I don't know what all the classes in Garden are. Though I feel like it's largely a military organization and it's preparing people to go out into the world and fight things. What could help? Okay, what instrument would kill a witch? I mean, so historically, so snakes you can charm with a flute. I think the Shanai Indian instrument is known for something as well. I don't think the Sea don't have cars. Like, you don't maintain cars. They're all rented, from what I understand, in the world of whatever the world is in this game. Like, you can rent a car from Dalit, and you can just leave it forever, and it will be there forever. It's really cool system they've got. And you can get one from Balam and stuff like that. So you don't have to ever maintain them. The only thing you need is, if you want to drive one, you have to have fuel. So you have to provide your own petrol. Galbadia Garden does have some sort of air pad where students on motorcycles do attack you, like, later in Disc 2. Don't think they've got cars, though. Like, I don't think there's a car deck. Okay, I'm getting a call. Give me a second. And we're back. The sofa is inflatable. It's not, what was the other option? Leather? Yeah, it's not leather. It's an inflatable sofa. Oh, by the way, sorry about that. That was a previous colleague. We were just going through some work stuff. Yeah, what was it? Something about the sofa anyway. Okay. And it wasn't my mom. And I do have enough socks. So I have like new socks here. So this is okay. If people are weird about feet or people are weird about finger socks, like look away for the next, I don't know, an amount of seconds. So, when I got barefoot shoes, I decided I was going to... When I decided I was going to start wearing barefoot shoes, and the intention of that is to spread your toes more, and they adapt more to like the environment and scenery, whatever's on the ground and stuff. I was like, right, well, I might as well commit to the whole thing, and I was like, if I wear finger gloves, finger shoes, finger socks, whatever, toe socks. So if I wear toe socks, that will help separate my toes, and that will be good for the thing. So I basically got rid of all my normal socks, and I just have toe socks. And then I got my barefoot running shoes from Zero. Shoutouts if they want to sponsor me. That would actually be awesome, because I now pretty much exclusively wear Zero shoes. So there's a... balls. I hate this. It's really hard to activate this stupid thing. It's literally right there on the ground. But they're like, no, couldn't find the bit on the floor to do the quick activation of it. Anyway, give me a sec. Once it goes exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, question mark, it's a 150 break. There we go. I will show you. So these are my running shoes, walking shoes, whatever. They're beautiful. So you can see that where the toes are considerably wider than a normal shoe. But these are nice because they're not like Vibrams where they've actually got the individual toes on them. And then seeing as it's coming into winter time, I got a pair of Zero booties. So again, these are wider for the shoes, where the toes are. That's right, you got to. So when I moved here, it turned out that Planks also wears barefoot shoes, and Jasper also wears barefoot shoes. So... and we actually, all three of us had the same set of Zero shoes. So when it came to winter, Plank said he had seen that Zero have come out with a boot as well. And he was thinking of trying them out, and I was like, well, let me know, because if they're good, then I'll get a set. So he got a pair of the boots. That's correct, yeah, Xero. That's the company. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. And he was happy with them, so I got myself a pair. So we now have the same shoes and boots. Because I had like normal boots before, but they were always fine. But I've always found that my pinky toe always gets a little crushed, and whether or not that's just how shoes were, or they just didn't work for me, or they were too small or whatever, but also quite often the top of the shoe would get quite tight. So it would like leave red marks on the top of my foot. So that's a thing to deal with, and ever since I started wearing the barefoot shoes, every single issue I've ever had, gone. They're really comfy. The only thing is they take time to get used to, and it's worth giving yourself, you know, too much time. So one of the things that became super evident for me immediately was going running. So instead of me being a sensible person and, you know, doing like a walk in the shoes, I was like, nah, I'm gonna go for a 2-mile run. And what was very obvious is that the amount of flexion you do compared to with a shoe with any sort of heel is considerably more. So you're like your back of your ankle where your Achilles is, and potentially your calves will get very tight, and noticeably so for an amount of time, like weeks I'm talking. So all in all, it probably took me a month or two to get used to that range of motion being the standard, rather than like during exercise, like doing calf raises or something like that. So yeah, the boots on the other hand, like the boots they have more sole than the running shoes do. So I reckon you could probably wear those and be okay. But again, I didn't get the boots until I'd already been wearing the flat shoes, the barefoot shoes, so that could also be inaccurate. The only other thing with them is they recommend you get half a size bigger than your normal shoe. And that I 100%. So I was wearing 7.5s when I was wearing my Asics. And I've got 8s for the runners and the shoe and the boots here on the zeros, and they've been ideal. But yeah, I can seriously recommend them. They've been really good. It's something I've thought about for ages. Like, I've known about Vibrams for 10 years or so, and people are like, yeah, toe shoes and barefoot shoes, and this is, you know, get your feet to the ground. You want to feel the earth beneath your body or whatever. But yeah, they've been great. The toe splaying is wonderful. I feel like we don't use the word splay enough in English. The thing is, I've never used, like, I've heard about Vibrams, and they were definitely the company that I first knew for that kind of barefoot shoe. So that, honestly, that would have been the shoe I probably would have gotten. Because, like, I lifted in Chuck Taylor Converse. Just capitalizing all of the groups there. Because they call them Chucks in America, but they call them Converse in the UK. The problem I've got is that I think the word Chucks is cooler than the word Converse, so I actually prefer to say Chucks, and then I get called a hipster in the UK, people are like, no one calls them chucks. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a better word, isn't it? Maybe we should poll it one day. Well, I only wore them when I was lifting, so it would be like for an hour a day. Alright, this menu's fucking cool now. It was always cool, but the thing about it was that in the old menu, you would do a junction switch from Irvine to Quizdas to Irvine to get Irvine into crit health. And then I saw this menu on Sayo's stream, and I was like, this is badass. So here it is. So, junction scroll is normal. And then on Irvine, you go into junction magic, unequip H Keurig or whatever. No, wait, yes. And then it asks you if you want to keep your health low. And there you go. So that was obviously garbage because I've never done it before. But you get the idea. Very cool. At least I thought it was cool anyway. Alright, let's fight in order. So I assume not having to go into the switch menu and doing that is faster if you do it correctly, but... Yeah, it's cool to nerd out with games. So after this, I'll probably... Well, I have to sort out... so the lesson thing, my colleague and I were chatting about, I need to sort out or help with. And then I want to look into the step count stuff for this. Aqua socks, like shoes. What are aqua socks? Like those little noodles? Ah! What are these? These are boots. These are just Wellington boots. Ah! They're Wellington boots with fur. Wool on them. Wow! What is this? This isn't a sock. This is wrong. This is an abomination. Our design teams created these socks for swimmers who want to avoid the risk of slipping or falling and cutting their skin. Ah! Oh, okay. Though these are totally different. Okay, these are okay. Okay, never mind. These are much more. These are like net socks or like I don't know what material, like that meshy material. If you look up aqua socks, for me, the first link that shows up is ruralsuboxen.se. Swedish website. Here's the link. You enjoy those because those are not what you meant. Because when you go on to decathlon.co. whatever, then you see like this sock. I assume this sock is what you meant, which looks more like just like a net sock, I guess. And then on Amazon, they're like, yeah, it's like a, I don't know what material it is, but like that, like kind of like rubbery, stretchy, fabricy. Well, I assume the ones that you wear or whatever are like these ones, but like it's the same kind of idea. but the first ones are the best by far. Bushi, Rushi, Fushi, Blushi. Blinky, dinky, winky, spinky, linky, flinky, dinky, 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 dinky. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. Luigi Woogie. I shall check those out when I can. Actually, there's a bit of dialogue here. Let me get on to this. Bloop. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I get it. You know, when you say that's the kind of sock, that totally makes sense. Because like so when I grew up in primary school, so like when you're like 5 to 10 years old or something, you would wear what we called gutties. I don't know what the normal term is, or I guess like another term for this. Water-friendly ankle shoes. That's nice. Oh no! Salt miner. What? Oh, I've totally forgot to draw Leviathan from Norg. How will we ever get by? What does Leviathan even learn? This is great. If you type in gutties into Google, it goes, what is gutty in Scottish? And then it says, what does gutties mean in Northern Ireland? What is gutties slang for? What does gutties mean? Gutties are not a pair of trainers. 17 words and phrases that you always get in Belfast. Number 1, your ma. Your ma. Yep, we definitely see your ma in Belfast. Scundered, that's a good word. Embarrassed or mortified. Scundered's a belter, it's a good word. Gutties is not a trainer's. Millie, a class slur, originated from women working in linen mills. I didn't know the origins of Millie. A Millie is basically... Oh wait, okay. How do I say this in a way that I don't get in trouble? Okay, no, we a lower class lady. Smick? Smick's not a word. Like Millie for a young lad usually wears tracksuit bottoms. No, that's a steek or a spide is what we call them. Before we ever used the word chav in Northern Ireland, you would call someone a steek or a spide. A geg. Geg is a good word. Someone, if you're a good laugh, you're a geg. Peeler. Everyone knows peeler for the police. Sticking out. That's not an expression. This is ridiculous. This website's shit. Belfastlive.co.uk. You're an irreputable source. Themins. Yeah. If you are usins, then they're themins. I mean, you might say usins, but like themins? Fuck no. Wind your neck in? Yes. Yes. You would say wind your neck in, which means catch yourself on. Hey man, how's it going? Melter? Yes. Melter. So someone that melts your head. Here's me wah. No one has ever said that in the history of Belfast. No. No. Beezer? Yes. Beezer we use for something that's very good or brilliant. Belter? Same as them. Go ahead. Go ahead? What do you mean go ahead? That's not an expression. Like, stupid. Big lad? Everyone's got big lad, right? That's completely international. Big lad. You just say lad instead of lad. That's all it is. Yeah. Everyone knows what a lad is. We're all familiar with lads. 17, dead on. Yes, dead on is actually a thing. Dead on just means, I guess, yes. How do you express that? Like, I dead on means, yep, no problem, I guess is how you would phrase that. Yeah. I can't believe the website's called Belfast Live, and it's not even getting it right. Like, and like, it's not like these aren't new things. Let's see. Belfastisms. Every now and again, I do like to recall some of the old expressions. Because I never get to hear them anymore. No one ever says them. And honestly, like, my mum and dad don't use them that often. A group of bears? Oh, like, are you asking for the actual plural? A chasm of bears. A lingering of bears. A snuggle puss of bears. A harrowing of bears. A cascade of bears. The email is undeliverable. I don't believe it. What a nonsense. Ah. You're guiding your chasm to your next objective. That's nice. I need to choose option 2. We're going to save it here and continue tomorrow. Because time is up. Okay. Just make sure I got this. Yep. All right. Well, we're going to call there for tonight.